Space Hulk: Vengeance of the Blood Angels was published by Electronic Arts in 1995 for the Panasonic 3DO and would later be ported to both the PlayStation and the Sega Saturn in early 1996. That bases itself off of the Warhammer 40,000 universe, where the plot around this game revolves around an atmospheric first-person shooter that provides elements of a story based off of the unique elements of the Warhammer universe itself, where you play as a marine and you've been sent in with a team to infiltrate different locations and installations to eliminate alien threats. But the one thing to get out of the way here is that yes, that it is an atmospheric shooter, but it also has more or less horror elements because it is very, very dark, very rich in atmosphere. There's a lot of unnerving tension as you never really know where enemies are going to pop up from. And as many of the areas that you explore, most of the corridors and situations you find yourself in are very dark and narrow. There's not really much room to move around, and the fact is that you have a team with you makes it even more so, because you're all wearing big, massive, heavy armoured suits, which means that it makes it almost impossible to move around. So that's why you have to control your team, which you are given the ability to. You can give orders to send marines ahead or to help defeat waves of enemies, but even to also help them defend various infrastructures, even just defend their team. So you will have to use a variety of different weapons that you have at your disposal in order to eradicate the imposing threat.
Objective met. I can hear them. Objective met. Prevail. Objective met.
I spent a bit of time playing this and I thought it was enjoyable, although like I said, it is very dark and atmospheric. It really does unsettle you in many ways because of the sound effects and unique ambience that surrounds it. You're never really sure of what's really going on. Now it does take a while to figure out where to go because most of the levels you find yourself in end up being like a massive labyrinth of just long drawn out corridors. It's very dark and dingy, where you do have to find items in order to help you progress to different areas. You will face many locked doors which you need to figure out a way to get past them, which in many cases will have you running around in circles. But you also have to be mindful of helping out your own teammates to make sure they aren't killed in the process too. So you have a lot of responsibilities at hand in order to complete your objectives. The major issue that I found at the time of playing was really just with the controls, as yes, they are clunky and sluggish, but we have to remember this game was made during the mid-90s and was one of the earliest games to be seen on consoles, especially on the PlayStation. And this would result in the game receiving mixed reviews. Some were decent, but some were mixed, and many would struggle to understand the complex nature of the strategic elements that are needed to get the best out of the gameplay. But the game was praised for the different twists in the plot and really liked the unique dark atmosphere in which it presented, because it is quite a scary game, in fairness, it really is. Even though it's a first person shooter, but it acts more like a horror game more than anything else, because there are elements in it where it is very gritty, it's very dark and even very gory at times, and it's very graphic in how it pertains that. But with that being said, the game did still receive a number of awards, especially with the likes of different consoles over the year it was released on, so that'll tell you that it did have a unique appeal. And there were quite a number of games that were like this at this time that even took a lot of inspiration from the original Doom. Like you had this, there was DEFCON 5, and there was quite a number of other titles that were all in around that same period that all tried to implement their own unique style in this format, and most of them were decent games. Now they wouldn't have appealed to everybody back then, but if you liked dark atmospheric shooters, these were the games to play back during that period, and there were quite a few of them, not just on the PlayStation but even on the likes of PC and other consoles. So you definitely had your choice, and I will be covering a lot more of these unique games on the channel at some point, so make sure to keep an eye out because videos will be on the way. But with that being said, I would love to know your thoughts of this game. What did you think of it overall? Are you a fan of the Warhammer franchise, and did you even enjoy this game or even play it back in the day? So be sure to shout out in the comments below, and if you would like to see more content around more interesting games like this that were also released on the PlayStation, then make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and you can check out the playlist here on screen where you can see a lot more of those games in action that I have already covered previously. And as always, keep those gaming memories alive.